Hey guys, what's up? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well, and today we've got a fantastic video. If you are a fan of Zelda or you just like modding in general, this is a treat for you because this is so cool. Now this mod, it's called Hyrule Total War. This is not my first video about this mod. I actually made one like a year ago. There's a link to it down below. But this mod has gotten way better since the last time I've looked at it. And it's just got this charm about it that it just blows me away. Because I'm not even a Zelda fan. Like I don't hate Zelda. I just never got into it. I think I played one Zelda game. It was Twilight Princess, and I didn't even finish it. So I don't know anything about the lore. I don't know anything about the monsters or the creatures or the story or anything like that. But this mod makes me want to learn about Zelda lore because it's just so refreshing. Like the mod's so cool. Like the main menu is so awesome. I mean, just look at this. I'm pretty sure that's Zelda right there. She's looking at her forces walking by. Like that is amazing. And I believe this is made by one guy, which is just crazy. You're going to be seeing a couple battles in the future. We're going to be covering. Here's a couple shots from the battles. I got to show you a little bit of everything because it's just like, it's so like something about the units. They're like so well polished, you know, like something like it doesn't feel like we're playing a Medieval 2 game. It feels like a completely different game. So the modder here, I just want to tip my fedora towards the to the modder. He did an excellent job, and I'm just really excited to show you some battles. I mean, if you guys like this, I'll do more in the future. I know it's a bit more arcadey and cartoonish, but I kind of like that. It's really refreshing and pretty cool. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is check out a battle. We're gonna be looking at some really cool stuff. I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about in the battle. Just like amazing. Like I couldn't even believe this is possible for Medieval 2. So yeah, let's just go ahead and dive into a battle, and I'll meet you there. Alright guys, here we are on the battlefield. We're going to see a matchup between two factions that are both in the Oracle of Ages. We've got the LABRYNNA regime. I don't know if I'm saying that one right, but they definitely give me the Empire vibe from Total War Warhammer. Very like late period medieval, like pike and shot almost. They got guns, muskets, cannons. They even have a steam tank over here, which looks really cool. So yeah, definitely giving me the Empire vibe, but they are very different if you look at some of the units in detail. Now they're going to be taking on a water faction. I believe this faction is called Zora Dominion. Now this faction I think is right next, like the two kingdoms are right next to each other, so maybe they actually had a war. I only did brief research on these two factions. I didn't really see any conflict between the two, but yeah, they look really cool. You can see obviously the features on their bodies. They're obviously built for the water, but they're going to be coming out on land and going to take on this gunpowder faction head on. So it's going to be good fun. We're going to keep it paused though because I really want to go slow and look at the units in detail. If you don't really care about that, I mean, this battle is more about a showcase rather than just like an epic battle. But you can still skip ahead to the beginning of the fight. But for the rest of us, let's just hang out and check out some of these units. So we're going to start with the infantry here. We got the Tokay slaves. I guess they're like aquatic. They almost like, you know, amphibian type creature that are slaves, I guess. I love the Napoleonic style uniforms there. But yeah, they look pretty cool, and they got slaves in the ranks, which is never good for morale, but you know, whatever. Then we've got some Conquerors. This is a light infantry. They're like a musket infantry. Now, if we look at them, they look weird, but they're wearing masks. So this is a human faction. So LABRYNNA, I believe, is a sister country to Hyrule, which is, I believe, where Zelda is from. So pretty cool stuff there. Very nice, very nice. Then we've got a cannon. So pretty. I mean, like, this is what's cool about the mod. I mean, look at this backpack. Like the detail in these backpacks, the uniforms. It's really awesome. Like it's jaw-dropping. And this is just the start, guys. Not only do the units look cool, but they fight cool too. Then here is the steam tank. We already saw this, but we'll go ahead and look at it again. I love the flags on the side, all the different like little pipes here, the engines. It looks great. More gunners, more cannons. He's got more Conquerors. Then we got the Knights of Ambi. So this is just screaming conquistador. Very similar similar to the Conquistador style. Looks great. I mean, again, the detail in these units are just top-notch, really awesome. So he's got a lot of these knights. And then back here, he's got some Palace Watch, which is basically a halberdier unit. So very similar uniforms, but they got halberdiers, or halberds. And then back over here, we got blue Dragoons. So they're riding on blue bears, and look at these bears. They look great. They look wonderful. Now, obviously, they've got little pistols here, so pretty cool stuff. And now the legs kind of like melt on the side there. You know, they go inside the bear, but you know, what can you do? It's a mod after all. And then one of my favorite things about this is the general. If we can find her. Here she is. Look at this. Look at her. It's the Queen Solado MB. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, pretty awesome, man. That's so cool. Now, I don't know if her like little cloak here is supposed to be on her little helmet horns, but yeah, that looks awesome regardless. So that's this faction. We'll move on. By the way, it's commanded by Captain Meku Tree of I can't even say the faction name. Captain Meku Tree of LABRYNNA. All right, so let's move on to Zora Dominion. Now, a lot of the factions look very similar. They've got this really cool like silverish armor. So we got some shock troopers, obviously a fast moving. Here's the officer too. The officer looks cool. Over down here, I think we've got some Dominion Supremes. So they've got kind of like dual wielding weapons. They've got a blade and like a trident, it almost looks like. So very nice, heavy infantry. Back here, he's bringing a lot of mages. Now the mages are amazing in this mod because when they because most mages in Medieval 2, they use the Nafatunes, right? They still use the Nafatunes, but they've edited or like they've changed it so when you see the Nafatune flying through the air, it actually looks like magic. Like, you'll see what I mean in the battle, but it looks really cool. And then over here we got some healers. So it seems like this faction, all the units look very similar. Here's some Sapphire Wardens, which pretty cool. Ooh, look at those heads, man. Those are some nasty heads. So yeah, nothing too flat, like too different. We do have some halberds this way, so they got some halberd spearmen, very nice units. But yeah, overall, all the units look very similar. So we'll go ahead and press play, guys. Get this battle underway. I guess they don't have any skirmishing units other than the mages, of course. The mages are considered missile. Here's Princess Ruto, Sage of the Water. So there she is. And this is commanded by Captain Sekos. So here we go. I'm terrible at names. I'm so bad. So if we got this faction moving forward, they're getting up their slaves ready. They've got their conquerors ready to unload. Oh, there we go. They're going to fire. There we go, already opening fire on the Zora Dominion. And now the cannons are loading up as well. They're going to get ready to fire here. I love how they got like little welding glasses. That's awesome. It's so steampunk there. But they're going to load up and fire. Now they have the advantage of sitting back and they can really soften up these forces here. They're also going to push up the blue Dragoons. They look a little goofy, you know, there's no bear animation, so yeah, the hind lanes look a little stretched. It looks a little weird, but there they go, firing their pistols into the ranks. And surprisingly, he's just kind of taking his time. He's not rushing into battle. He's going to walk them up. You can see the massive blue line of these troops. We'll go ahead and zoom in on the mini-map. So here we go, finally charging in. He's got his shock troopers who are getting shocked. I'm not gonna lie there. They're already shaken. But they quickly need to get to these conquistadors. And conquistadors, boom, there they go. Still gonna fire. I would have stretched out the men a little bit so you can get more men firing at once. But finally, we're gonna get our first collision here of the shock troops into the conquistadors. And now the cannons are gonna be in a little bit of trouble. The steam tank. Oh, look, you see the magic? Look at the magic. Look at that. How cool is that? That is so amazing. That is so awesome. I absolutely love that. Now, they're actually breaking a lot of the shock troopers. They're fleeing from the battle. The steam tank is able to hold the front line. I haven't seen this. There it goes. The steam tank fires. That's awesome. It doesn't actually fire from the cannon. It fires from the top. But I probably what they did is they took the elephant. So, like, you know how elephants can have cannons on the top? I can imagine that this is an elephant. And they just, you know, they have to fire from up here. But it looks, yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. But anyways, the crazy melee going on in the center lines. Let's actually slow it down a little bit. We'll go to half speed. so we can really capture all the craziness. So back over here, we got more fighting. We got the healers going in. Now, I don't know if the healers actually do any healing, but yeah, they're in the thick of the fight, swinging around their webbed little, like, I don't know what the hell that is, but yeah, they're taking on these Tokay slaves. In the Halberds, I believe we got a Halberd. No, Halberds are taking on the slaves. We got more Halberds, though, pushing on this flank from the Zora Dominion from the right side from their point of view. And then we have the Palace Guard that are going to be pushing forward to meet them on the battlefield. So let's go back and do normal speed here. The blue Dragoons are still firing, kind of just doing it the badass way by, like, looking turning their backs and firing that way. So there they go. They're starting to turn their bearers around. But we do have some Halberds trying to chase down the Dragoons. Let's see if they can actually get them. I don't know if the player is paying attention here. No, they're going to get them in. Oh, and they're going to chew up these bears because the Halberds are known for killing and just slaughtering calves. So he needs to get his Dragoons out of there. The Palace Guard are trying to catch up to him to chase him down and try to cut him down here. So here we go. Finally, we got a Halberd versus Halberd battle, which is exciting stuff here, guys. So let's go back over to the main lines where they look at that. I love that. That is so cool. Like this just scratches the surface, guys. I mean, it's just so amazing that one person was able to achieve this. You'll see in the future battles. I got a lot of battles. All these battles are sent in by the same person, so I do want to give a big thank you to them. But the battles, they've got custom animations. You got this, like, I remember seeing a really cool ballista. Like, it looks like a ballista, but it fires barrels that explode. It's crazy. And then you have a unit that kind of rolls. It rolls into battle. Like, it's insane. So, yeah, you know, I think I already mentioned this, but the only downfall about this mod is the fact that it's not very stable. But apparently they're making one last patch, the final patch. And I think they're gonna actually make a Zelda mod for an Age of Empires game. So it's gonna be like an Age of Empires Zelda kind of theme. But anyways, oh whoa, what was that? Did you see that? That was crazy. What? Let's go back and look at these mages. I'm seeing some crazy stuff over here. I don't know. Oh, you see that? It's like look at them. It's like lightning. Holy crap! It's like super fast. That's amazing. They're just lighting up the sky here. That is so cool. But yeah, this is cool. I really hope they continue to update this, because if they can make it a little bit more stable, it would be such an exciting mod. It really would. I don't know how the campaign works. I'm not much of a campaigner. If you guys, again, I don't know how you're gonna like this mod. I know some of you guys love your realism, and this is completely outside of realism. Very arcadey. Very much like Warhammer in some respects. But if this video does well and you want to see more, I will certainly do more siege battles. They've got really cool custom settlements. My first Hyrule video was in a really cool siege, which again, I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning, but it's linked in the description if you want to watch that video. But yeah, the Halberds are still fighting, by the way. We got the Palace Watch, who are surrounded by the Zora Halberds. So it's a pretty tricky situation for them right there. And then the other Palace Guard, instead of saving the surrounded Palace Guard, they're actually going to push for the healers and another Halberd unit. Oh, friendly fire from the mages, though. There goes the charge from these Halberds. I'm loving how long the battle's lasting, too. For a 1v1, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. The mod's really easy to download too, if this is something that you're interested in, if you're a fan of Zelda, or even if you're just into modding like I am. You know, I'm not even a Zelda fan, and I'm just really enjoying this, and I'm learning more about Zelda. But he's got he's got his queen. She's in the front line. Oh god, the little cape here is kind of freaking out. That's alright. Still very amazing. But oh, watch out though. Oh my god, the mages are going for the queen. But yeah, we've got a lot of the conquistador-looking swordsmen in the front line. The cannons were lost, unfortunately. And now we got more blue Dragoons pushing forward. So he's got a very healthy number of blue Dragoons over here, which could really help him out. The balance of power is looking pretty good for LABRYNNA. But you never know with these mages. They could change this one around. I also like the fact that the mages aren't too strong. It seems like they're well balanced and they're not doing too much damage to the enemy forces, but they're still, like, it's still enough to where it's, like, very just fun to watch. You know, it's like, it's still, like, they fire enough to make it fun, but they don't fire too much to the point where it's broken. You know, it's just impossible to kill. But here we go. We got the Knights of Ambi, or Ambi, I don't know. They're going to charge in and take on some of the Dominion Supremes, but the Supremes are actually breaking from the fight, and now the mages are starting to run out of protection. Pretty soon they're going to have to fight in melee against these forces, but they're really making them pay for it. My goodness. Look at the blue fire. Look at that, the blue haze there. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. They did such a good job. I like seeing that. I would love to see Elder Scrolls kind of, maybe, you know, the modders can kind of pick the mind, you know, of the modders of this one. There goes a good flank, and that breaks these men. Because I would love to see the mages in Elder Scrolls be able to throw blue flames like that. And also the electric shock that's going through the battlefields, lightning fast. But yeah, oh, the steam tank was destroyed. Look at that. There's like a little death version of the steam tank. I don't know how it died, but it's dead. And the fight rages on, continues on. This is really cool, guys. Really cool. All right, so you can see some of the cannon crew with their little backpacks. They got a shovel in the back, like a sleeping bag on the bottom there. Very awesome. Now the gunners, the conquistadors, making their final volley before they get charged by some halberdiers. But as this battle continues on, we're seeing a lot of blue Zora soldiers and a lot of the LABRYNNA. I don't even know the term for the people of LABRYNNA. Labrynnans, I don't know. But they're doing quite well, and they're going to charge in and continue to put suppressing fire on these mages, which is a good counter to take out the mages. Because if you just like mindlessly charge them, the mages can hold their ground and easily get a ton of kills. But I think these the Conquerors, which is conquistadors, they're going to open fire here. Here we go. Boom. So they're not firing too rapidly either. These muskets, I can imagine, take a while to reload. But yeah, I think Zora Dominion's kind of falling back here. He's got his healer. Okay, so the healers, they do some chanting, which is cool. And more halberds. They're breaking the forces here. It looks like most of the Zora Dominion's army is just shattered in pieces. Just getting cut down by the blue Dragoons and the halberds, the LABRYNNA halberds. But oh, here we go. Here comes a clash. Shock troops going after the queen. Soldo MB. Okay, I'll just stop, guys. I'm just gonna stop. Surprisingly enough, we still have a lot of time in this battle, so I think Zora is gonna definitely put. Oh wait, look at the balance of power. Look at this. It's shifting. Wow. Allies killed. So LABRYNNA actually have lost 71% of their army, and Zora has lost 59%. So this is actually, look at that. The mages are turning this one around, and the balance of power is shifting. Oh my god, I'm loving these mages. Look at the electric shock there. That is so cool. I've never seen something like that in Medieval 2. And I've seen a lot of crazy stuff when it comes to modding for Medieval 2. I've seen flying units. I've seen steam tanks. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So these knights here what are they doing? It looks like they're chasing. Oh wait, maybe they're going for the Sapphire Wardens? Oh, those heads, man. Those are big old heads. I'm not sure what these knights are doing, but they're pursuing a couple small units and just letting the mages kind of reform here in the back. Over here, the blue Dragoons still trying to clear out this position. The halberds, they've got 40. Wait, how do they have 40? We got 4 of these halberds, but in the unit they've got 45. So I don't know. That's weird. I guess the rest of the unit is divided. Yeah, I think this is the rest of the unit. So it's weird to see the units so separated like that. So the knights still taking on these shock troops. The balance of power is still dead even. I honestly thought LABRYNNA had this one in the bag, but it seems like Zora Dominion's coming back here And now we got a flanking Halberd charge. The blue Dragoons going in for the kill, though. So they should just charge in. I mean, take out these mages. Just charge in. Your cav, you can do it. Just wipe them out. Wipe them out. But I guess they're not going to take that one. Shock troops, they're falling back here. So finally the knights are returning to the main stages of the battle. They need to, because these blue Dragoons over here are starting to get cut down. And I think there's a lot of shock troops and Halberds from the Zora Dominion that are causing a lot of issues. And really the main reason why they're kind of coming back. Now the balance of power is shifting back in favor of LABRYNNA. So they are kind of coming back. And again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. You're probably cringing every time I say it. If I am saying it wrong, so I'm sorry about that. I really am. I'm such a nub when it comes to Zelda lore. At least, you know, I know one thing, right? That Link is not Zelda. There we go. So at least I didn't make that mistake. I have that going on for me. But here comes the slaves, and we got some knights going after these halberds, trying to overwhelm them. Back over here, we got some back lines going. So this battle, I mean, no longer has any proper, like, battle lines. It's just pockets of fighting, which is just really exciting to watch. Really fun. Just so much going on. No, you know, like, no behind enemy lines. Everyone is behind enemy lines. Now we got more shock troops causing some issues for the knights. The knights, though, are going to charge uphill and try to support and join the fight over here. The mages are firing their zappies. Are going after the infantry. Here comes the charge. You know, also, I would love to do historical battles. I don't know if there's a lot of historical battles in the lore of Zelda. Again, I don't know much of anything about this fantasy universe, but it would be cool to recreate some friendly fire there. Recreate some historical battles or lore-friendly battles, and just learn more about Zelda. And just really dive into this mod, because it's just so refreshing, you know, like this. And it, you know, so far this mod's running well. It's doing very well. Again, that's, you know, I haven't played it that much. I haven't played it at all. I've just been looking at replays. But yeah, it could be a different story when I actually try to play some battles. But yeah, the troops are retreating, and it looks like Zora is finally done. They still have their mages who have fallen back kind of deeper into the tree line, using the trees. Oh, and oh man. They are just going ham right now on this army. Look at this. They are burning like crisp, man. Making French fries. LABRYNNA French fries. Those just electric shock. That looks so cool. That looks so amazing. But yeah, doesn't look good for these guys. But they need to spread out their forces. They need to get into loose formation. The blue Dragoons are doing what they can to try to suppress these mages. They are causing the mages to break. So it seems like the mages are easily broken. It could be just the fact that gunpowder breaks units pretty effectively. So that might be why they're breaking. But if I had this unit, I'd just charge them in. Just charge them in, get them into melee, and silence these mages, because they are chewing up these knights over here who are fighting the good fight. And there we go. They are victorious. But they've got to watch out for those mages for sure. There's a couple units back here kind of returning to the fight. I think we've got some halberds, but they are wavering, and I don't expect them to fight much longer. Oh my god. Look at this. He's lining them up perfectly to get killed, like execution style. Why is he doing that? Maybe, I don't know. But he needs to take care of the mages. It's such a close battle. It's 86 to 72. And, I mean, the mages could turn this one around. That's why I think he needs to charge in his cav and just try to silence those mages, instead of just sitting back and skirmishing. There we go. So the final fight up for this hill. And finally, is he charging in? I think, no, he's just getting close. Why? Maybe they're not good in melee. I really don't know. It seems like a great way to silence these mages. Maybe he's just trying to make the battle closer. Not really sure. But we got some shock troops trying to pursue the blue Dragoons. Trying to take them out. Let's see, the blue Dragoons are gonna hold their ground. They're gonna take on this full charge here. These shock troops, which I believe have pretty good charge bonuses because they are shock troops. There we go. They're charging in. There's the charge. And then we got a counter flank by some knights. So that's gonna break them like instantly. And the mages are breaking here, so I think it's safe to say that this is going to be a victory for LABRYNNA. So a very nice victory there. They just got to finish up these shock troops and these halberds. They could easily send the blue Dragoons and just do some hammer and anvil. But for time's sake, we're going to just fast forward a little bit. Because I think we're kind of reaching the end of this fight. These units keep coming back, which is the reason why this balance of power is really fluctuating. Words are hard. It's going up and down. That's why yeah, it's kind of crazy. These mages keep coming back, and now you know what? Let's just do normal speed here. Let's do normal speed because we still got quite a bit of a fight here. Amazingly, the Zora Dominion just will not quit. They will not. Okay, now they're quitting. Okay. Now they're done. Well, these mages are still in the fight, but they're shaken, so they're probably going to waver any moment here. They're going to break any moment. There they go. They're breaking. And this is the battlefield, guys. Look at this. I mean, just look at all the dead blue soldiers here. Zora Dominion. Most of these guys dying to Conquerors and the steam tank, taking out a lot of them. But the rest of the infantry still trying to clean up these halberds. My God. Just these halberds keep breaking and coming back, and they're a tough unit to crack. Look at those nasty heads. Look at that. They look so disgusting. I bet they smell like fish, too. They smell like stanky fish. Alright, so, yeah, the Conquerors still over here. The blue Dragoons kind of winning the day for them. But yeah, the Zora Dominion does... I mean, unless they have Cav, they're a very one-dimensional faction. Lots of shock and mages. There we go. Here's the end results here. Even the layout of the end results looks great. So we got 700 kills. You can see the numbers. Zora Dominion had less men, but they got a decent amount of kills. And you can look at that. The kills here, not that great. A lot of captures, but I can imagine a lot of the troops actually just broke off the battlefield. But here's the kills. Let's see who got the most. Pretty even spread. I think I see 99 being the most, which is his Conquerors. So his handguns there, musketeers, doing a pretty good job. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this battle. I got a couple more battles coming out in the future, so look out for that. Again, if you like this, guys, if you want to see more, a great way of letting me know is liking the video, sharing, and of course leaving comments, and of course, you know, subscribing if you want to see more epic battles. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time on the battlefield.